So this 8th event sees it was an expanded ratings band as well, 60 to 85, which lets those top 5 horses in. Kai Master, Hong Kong Win, Band of Brothers and Captain Win all drop in class because of this band. Lightning Bolt, 4th behind Campione last time out, a few coming out of that race. Private Rocket was 3rd behind Lightning Bolt. That was his last start. That was back in February, mind you. Like that, coming out of the Campione race as well. Mercurial stepping onto the all-weather just for the 2nd time. And Resolute is a 2-time course and distance winner for Tony Millard. He'll jump from barrier number 11. All right, we'll start though with the speed map, Tom, over the 1200 metres here. We've got some interesting stats to show you in a minute as well. But who are the key runners we're looking out for?
Certainly Kai Master, he's a horse that likes to roll forward. He's coming into this fresh, and Harmony and Blessed was relatively handy last start. He did stumble at the start in that assignment here over the 1200 metres last start. Paul didn't have a lot left. Where does Like That end up from barrier 12?
That's the query, isn't it? He's got this awful draw. He likes to go forward. He's going to try and slot in midfield by Hong Kong Win. Mercurial, if he kicks up, it's just going to find it a little bit tricky. The other one that was of interest is Captain Win. He's coming to the surface for the first time and he's drawn wide, so I think more than likely they'll go back with him.
Okay, but Resolute's looking like he's got a wide trip there as well. But as far as these stats are concerned, then Tom, from the 1200 metres start, it looks a reasonably even split, doesn't it, over as far as winners are concerned?
Yeah, it certainly is, and it just shows you that you can sort of sit anywhere and draw anywhere potentially on the all-weather, and still you're in with a good winning chance right across the board, really. There's only a couple of draws there, Paul, that have got single-figured winning numbers, but across the rest it is fairly even, including barrier 12, which got the highest number. Yeah,
well, the interesting thing there was you can sit 3 wide and still win quite easily on the all-weather because you're not getting all that kickback. You're sort of it's getting clear air all the way. So although you are travelling that extra distance, it can be an advantage sometimes.
Yeah. I think when Campione beat a few of these last time, he might have actually drawn barrier 12 himself. And one of the horses he beat was Like That. We've been out at track work to catch up with jockey Joe Moreira.
Joe, Like That is a horse very much in form, and Wednesday night he'll line up in one of the latter races and looks to be a decent chance for you.
Yeah, he's been in great form, hasn't he? He won 2 start to go, and he ran a good placing last time. So I'm just hoping that he's able to produce his great form once again.
He's got a good record for you, Joe, and he really is a horse that just seems to have found his form again, having started his career off so brightly.
Yeah, apparently Frankie, after giving him a break, brought him back in great form, and I've been just lucky to be on board most of the time that he performed. So I was on top of him last time, but I'm very proud and happy to be back on him.
He's met Lightning Bolt a couple of times, and I suppose when you look at it, he's got the beating of him, hasn't he? So that obviously sort of confirms that form with that horse.
Yeah.
He looks to be one of your biggest dangers.
Yes, no doubt about it. 2 starts ago, they crossed the line very close to each other, so that means there isn't really much between them. They're both decent horses. They both should be the favourites of the race. Of course, the gate is not in our favour this time, but he's the kind of horse that does have a lot of gate speed, so I assume that I'm going to be able to put him up there where I want to be. And I'm not going to be surprised if he wins again.
Just on this morning, Chelsea, a very quiet morning here at the trials, but you did trial Little Running Glory. He's been a wonderful servant to his connections this season. How did he trial?
He trials great. Very easy job for him in such a slow run trial, you know. He's going to go up in class now. It's going to be a bit tougher, but I guess being such a light frame kind of a horse, he's going to appreciate the light weight on his back. So that is something in his favour and something against him, but I'm quite happy the way how he's done up until now, and I'd be very surprised if he goes up and do not perform up in grade.
And just finally, Joe, just reflecting on the weekend, obviously a good weekend. Nice to see Senor Toba back in the winner's circle, and obviously Saquin looks a horse with a big future.
Yeah, Senor Toba seems a nice horse with a bright future in Hong Kong. The way how he did on the weekend didn't really have things going on his favour. He got stuck in there. I would love to have gone a little bit early on him. He would have then won a bit more impressively, but he's done what he needed to do, which is win, and I'm looking forward to what his next run is going to be.
Heading towards the Champions and Cheddar Cup, Senior October. It was a grim day at Sha Tin, but there's some smart performances on the track. We'll move on then from Like That and Co. and have a look, Tom, here at Captain Win and Band of Brothers. Both of them dropping in class with this 60 to 85 band.
Yeah, Band of Brothers, he's been a bit out of sorts recently. Hasn't won for a wee while. He's had 4 runs this campaign. Hasn't finished in the top 4. And well, Captain Win, they tried to get him towards the Derby, Paul, and in some of his races he's travelled so strongly like he's going to win the race, but then just finds nothing.
No, I know. Look, he's right on the cusp for me. If he'd drawn better, I would have put him in, but coming to the surface for the first time from barrier 10 just concerns me a little bit.
I read David Hall saying during the week that he had to reset almost with Captain Win, but after that they tried to get him towards the Derby, and they'll try something different here with the all-weather. Kaying Master, Paul, we're up at Chung Far. He's actually trialling behind. That's King Shield in front. He'll go around in the final event.
Yeah, so look, I think King Shield, you keep an eye on him. But I thought it was a nice trial here from Kaying Master. He's got the speed to get across as well. This was just a quiet trial, so he wasn't asked to do too much. From barrier number 5, I think he'll get his opportunity.
I think he's fairly fit coming forward into this. He's down 18 pounds on his last racing weight back at the end of February on the turf at Sha Tin, over 1,200 metres behind Cordyceps 6. He goes well fresh. He's got a pretty good course and distance record, this horse, and he's gone well on the grade in the past as well. So I think there's plenty to like about Kaying Master.
That was the Rock looming up on the outside as well, so you got 2 for 1 there. Private Rocket, Tom, I quite liked this trial. Again, that's King Shield bowling along in front.
Yeah, it certainly is, and he'd go round in pretty much similar colours to Captain Win, just a different coloured cap. He was midfield on the fence last start. He was there to challenge behind Lightning Bolt, was beaten just over 3 lengths. Nothing wrong with the trial, and he's come up with a good draw here, Paul.
He's been placed a couple of times from his 4 starts as well. He's got the informed Lyle Hewitson aboard as well. So from barrier 4, he's definitely going to have plenty of people liking him.
Yeah, so consider as well, King Shield, the horse in front of him, was rated £30 higher. But they are the combination, Private Rocket, Paul, of Douglas White and Lyle Hewitson. Yeah,
look how they've gone at the moment. This is just since the 1st of April, with 5 wins between them there, with 2 seconds and 3 thirds and a 4th from his 28 starts. So very, very good there. And Lyle in particular has had a really good particular 3 meetings with those 7 wins from those 3 meetings.
He certainly has, striking there for a win percentage of just over 41% and top 4 rate there of just under 65. So he's low flying at the moment.
Yeah, double on Champions Day, 3 at Happy Valley, then 2 again on the weekend. So Private Rockets for Lyle. What do you say though, Paul? Lightning Bolt's even money favourite here.
I've got Lightning Bolt in. I'm going to put him in just in the Quinella place. I do like that. I just think he comes out of races with rock solid form. We've seen from those statistics he can win from sitting wide from barrier number 12. And the second behind Campione was very good, and he did beat Lightning Bolt last start. So 9 to beat 7. Kaying Master's been working well up in Chung Far, and we've seen that trial. One at a bit of a price, I think, is going to be Hong Kong Win. Look, he's coming to the surface for the first time. His good form's over 1,000, but 1,200 here on the dirt, I think, is a different kettle of fish. I just think he might run a bit of a cheeky race. He's getting quite well rated as well. 9, 7, 1 and 3.
I want to stick with that Lightning Bolt here, even though he has been a bit costly in his last couple of assignments now, where Lightning Bolt beaten an even money favourite 2 back, and then in the red last start behind Campione. He wasn't the quickest away, he was sort of back and wide, and he only really held his ground over the final stages, but we'll give him another chance here. Karis Teton drawn barrier number 7 with Lightning Bolt. Like that has to go in. Flying Dragon's another one that was up in grade for the first time last start and ran really well behind Campione at a decent enough price, beaten 1 3/4. Was wide. He had no cover last start, so there's plenty to like about his last start effort. And Kaying Master, who goes well fresh, looked to get to the line under his own steam in a recent trial. 3 trials coming into with us not seen since the end of February. 7, 9, 10 and 1.
Very competitive race, this one. 7, 9 and 10 are in my numbers as well. But I quite like Private Rocket's trial. He's first up, fresh up for a little spell. I think he can go well. That's race number 8.